All right, well, we are recording now. So brilliant. Thanks very much, Lee, for joining us. And yeah, I'm really interested to hear your thoughts on winning the Sustainable Programme award for South Cave Junior Football Club and yeah, what it meant to you. But I guess the first question I've just got to ask you is what winning the award has meant to you personally and to South Cave Junior Football Club.
Yeah, I think I said the other night, Bailey, on the ceremony, I felt a bit of a fraud really, because although I'm chair of the football club, really my involvement in the project was relatively limited, if I'm being brutally honest. And there were a couple of people there who did far more work. In fact, did nearly all the work. Steve Fraser, Matt Simpson, who did all the work, and and it was a nice recognition for them, because when you do something locally as a little club like us, everyone pats you on the back and says well done and blah blah blah. But actually, to get some recognition from an external body, a national body, was really nice for them. It's nice for the club, obviously, but for them personally, they put all this work in, because I think we said in the story, it's 10 years in the making, that project. And Steve and Matt have been at the club for a very long time, much longer than I have. So it was good personally for them to actually see that. And in fact, we gave Steve his award on Saturday when we was having a big clear up. And yeah, so, and then in terms of the club itself, again, I think I said, it will be a start point, I think, if I'm being honest, rather than an end point, because we have got plans for the facility, and to see something delivered gives everybody a bit of motivation to get involved again. And I've just mentioned there, we had a big clear up on Saturday, and we called out for volunteers. And we had about 30 people. Normally I'd get about 4 or 5. Yeah. So, it's just things like that help bring people together, and even you can something to rally behind. So the project itself, and then getting recognised for it, will hopefully give us a start point to carry on with more things that we want to do at the club.
Brilliant. And yeah, that's really good to hear that winning this award, yes, it's of course recognizing all the work you're doing, but you're very much not seeing that as a reason to stop with it. It's very much a catalyst for keeping going with the inspiring work you're doing within sustainability, I suppose.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, we just had 2,000 trees planted. Trees and shrubs planted maybe a month ago as part of the Northern Forest Initiative. So, in 5-10 years' time, the facility itself is going to look different again, partly around the carbon capture, partly around giving us some natural barriers between what a busy road to the south of the facility. So it's just things like that, and we're looking now at putting some recyclable benches and tables in, just so people can come and sit and watch, or just come and sit and rest. So there's lots of stuff going on that isn't just about the football. It's about giving an environment for football. So we're spending a lot of money through the Football Foundation and through fundraising to make our pitches fit for purpose, but actually the environment people are coming to, we're spending a lot of money on that as well to make it a more appealing club, because strangely there's a lot of people come but not that interested in football, but their kids are, so they want to just have a sit and natter, and when the world gets back to normal we can give them a space to do that, and that's what we'll do.
Brilliant, glad to hear that, definitely. And I suppose that leads us quite nicely onto our next question for you, just in terms of all the plans you've got around not just within football but within sustainability. And yeah, I guess the next question I've got to ask you is, what do you plan to do with the prize money that you got from winning the award?
We're probably going to, we've got a couple of things ongoing at the moment. We're looking at like new dugouts for the club, but actually, like I said, we are looking at putting a series of memorial benches in for the people that have been at the club for a long time and have sadly passed away. So we've got 2 fields at the club, upper and lower field. So we're looking to put a sort of picnic area type facility in with some benches so people just come and sit, and just so we can remember some of the people who have actually put a lot of effort into the club. So we're thinking that the prize money is going to go towards that little project, which will happen in the next 6-7 months probably. So that's good. It's nice actually that, you know, we can actually kickstart the funding for that with something that isn't, you know, we don't need to feel we have to take it from the football side of the club. So that's actually quite useful for us. So it's a nice timely thing for us actually.
Superb. No, and that's really lovely to hear, to be honest, the fact that you're remembering, obviously you're achieving this outstanding work right now, but you're remembering your roots and remembering who has been fundamental, I suppose, in the setting up and progress of South Cave Junior Football Club. I guess that's how I put it.
Yeah, no, absolutely, yeah, because you know, the club's been around for a very long time, and I think I said when we've done the stuff, it used to be a field and a caravan, and now it's a couple of fields and a nice set of changing rooms. We've got more plans. We've got a 5-year plan. To get from where we was to where we are now, there's been a lot of people involved, and you know, and a few of them have sadly passed away. So you know, the more we can do just to remember us. People don't do. The organisations tend not to remember. You know, the organisational memory is pretty poor currently. So it's nice just to remember the people who have been involved, so we can remember that the work they put in, the lessons they've learned. So it'll just help us do that, I think.
Brilliant. Perfect. And then I suppose moving a little bit away now, well, taking in the lessons you've learned at South Cave Junior Football Club, and giving this out to the wider community. Do you have any sort of advice for other clubs who are undertaking work within sustainability, or any such inspiring work, such as what South Cave Junior Football Club are doing?
Yeah, I mean, I'd say to anybody that's delivering projects, to my mind, the key is to get a small group of committed people to deliver it. Sometimes you try and get too many people involved. If you can get a small group of committed people, you can achieve an awful lot. And you can trust these people, and you know they're going to do what they say they're going to do. And once you've got that, you know, 5 people, 4, 5, 6 people maybe, you set yourself a plan, you'll find it can be done. You know, people shouldn't underestimate what can be achieved by a small group of people that have got a shared goal and a shared interest and a lot of drive. You know, so for anybody looking to do any sort of project, I'd guess the key is always to get people around that coalesce around a vision and an aspiration. And from our point of view, for that project, you know, that was always it. Let's get the borehole done. We had a clear focus for it. We had, like say, 4 or 5 people that went away and did bits and got it delivered, Stephen and Matt mainly. So that'd be my advice to anybody looking to any project. Don't worry about the size of the project. Worry about the quality of the team you're putting together to actually do it. And if you can get those people who are just focused on an outcome and are committed to the cause, the support's there. You know, the support, for, certainly in the football environment, the support's there from Football Foundation, your local leagues and FAs. And normally you find your club members will coalesce around something, if there's something tangible at the end of it. So that would be my advice. Go for it. Get a small group, find out what support is, put a plan together and deliver it. And you can do a lot. We're only a small little British club, but you can do a lot with the right people. Same with business, I guess. You get the right people around you. You don't have to have 500 people.
No.
A small group can get a lot done, and that's what we found here for sure.
Brilliant. Yeah, very much stressing, a bit of a cliche, I suppose, but quality over quantity. It's much better to have 5 or 6 people who are fully committed rather than 20 people who have lots of other focuses in life, I suppose is the point there. And then
volunteers, you know, we have a lot of volunteers at the club, and they all commit time and effort, and you shouldn't ever undersell that, because like the weekend we just had now, we have lots of people there, and they've all mucked in. But to deliver a project over a longer term requires perseverance and patience. Exactly. And organisation, and that's where it becomes easier with a smaller group, because It's more controlled. It's easier to control. As long as you're not biting off more than you can chew in reality, and there's too much, you're taking too much on. That's that size and scope at the start around planning it. And well, this is actually what we're going to do. This is the size of it. These are people we need. Let's get on with it. And that's what happened there. In reality, although like maybe 4 or 5 were peripheral to it, there was two lads that delivered it almost exclusively, just through having a focus. And once the snowball started, they wouldn't stop, which is great.
Brilliant. Glad to hear it. And then we've just got a couple more minutes left. So but that leads me on to my final question, I suppose. And looking ahead to next year, why do you think other clubs should apply for a Community Sport and Recreation Award?
Again, I think it comes back down to, I think it's been, we've done a lot of stuff at our club, and lots of football clubs do a lot of stuff. We're not unique in any stretch, whereby we're doing things to give kids good memories of their childhood. And probably every football club across the land, and every sports club across the land will say the same thing. What's been nice about this is to get the external recognition, the national recognition to a project for people, and I think that's where I've encouraged people to do it. Partly it makes you write down what you've done. So you've got a record of what you've done rather than just a project. And then when you actually start to write down what you've done, you work through the actual process to apply for the awards, and you think, well, actually, when you start to write this down, actually you can see what you have actually done and the journey you've been on to do it. So that focuses that really well. And then obviously winning the award gives everyone a real spring in the step, but just to be recognised really, because we could have submitted that bid and you could have gone, you're all right, it's a bit rubbish that. So I think that's that focus side of it, like saying, well, for what it takes to apply, and maybe next year as well, Bailey, maybe next year it won't be a virtual event, so we can get a jolly out of it. So that'd be quite nice to get dressed up properly rather than doing it over cameras and stuff like that. I think that might be a good thing. It just gives people that. I think from my point of view, it's give people at the club some recognition that's beyond what we can give them as people that are there all the time.
Absolutely brilliant. And I couldn't agree more. And we have started putting plans in place for next year's event. And I think everybody's looking for a bit of an excuse as to meet up in person and doing having a bit of a in-person celebration. Let's just put it that way. But
I think you should definitely invite this year's winners as well, just in case we don't get into it next year.
No, we will. That's what we did for last year's in-person ceremony. So we will this year, for next year. But anyway, Lee, I'm going to need to end it there. Okay.
Yeah.
But honestly, thank you so much for your time, and congratulations once again, I suppose. But we'll be in touch later this year with regards to the 2022 Community Sport and Recreation.
Great stuff. Yeah, we look forward to it. Hopefully, we've got something that we can celebrate with you again.
Brilliant. Thanks very much, Lee.
Thank you.
Bye bye.